Hi, and welcome back to Night Owl Collage. I'm Amber. Today I have a collaboration video for you. Susan at iturtleyloveit, right there. Her link to her channel will be down below. Is doing a monthly project or a monthly challenge called Junk Journal Madness, and each month she's going to have a guest collaborator. June is my month. The hashtag for the collaboration is JJ Madness. So this collaboration is a lot of fun, I think. So there are 3 pages here. I'm going to link you to those pages to use, to go and download. They're free. I'll link her video as well, introducing you to the challenge. But the challenge is to make a journal. It can be a very small journal. It doesn't have to be anything huge. But there are themes. Like this first page, page 1, has a bunch of different kind of themes. And the guest collaborator will pick 6 themes that they might like to work with. And then she puts the themes in a wheel of names and spins that, and whatever one comes up is the theme that we are doing for the month. So the ones that I sent over to her, I did elegant or fancy insects. I did eclectic book character, bold and bright patterns, black and white art, photography, or writing, feminine hot air balloon, and a red romance diary. So she spun the wheel and it landed on black and white art, photography, or writing. So that is the type of journal that we will be making this month. So the next part of that challenge is this page, which items to include. So these are the whole bunch of items that you might, like typical junk journal items that you would want to include in your journal, maybe like sheet music or a guest check or a paper doll, a playing card, things like that. So then she rolls some dice to see how many of these items to include in the journal. This month it is 14, so we are going to include 14 of these items in the journal this month. And then the third part of the challenge on page 3 are items to make, things like pockets or tags or matchbooks or tassels, things like that. So that's another roll of the die, and that turned out to be 8. So we are going to be making 8 things for our black and white journal. So I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna be working on this throughout the month. Today we are going to put together the signatures for our black and white journal. Next week we are going to find our items to include and probably incorporate a lot of them into the journal on that day. And then the third week we're going to do the 8 items that we're making, and then the 4th week we will be binding the journal and doing the finishing touches. Okay, so these will be linked down below, so you can go grab those if you want to take part. And if you are a YouTuber and you'd like to be a guest collaborator for iturtleyloveit's Junk Journal Madness, get in touch with her and send her some ideas. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to be using cardstock for my signatures. I'm going to bind this in a different kind of way. So I'm going to use black cardstock. This is, I believe, 92 pound weight, and I'm going to use white cardstock, and I'm going to cut these down to a size that I want to work with that is going to be suitable for what I want to do. So I think I want to do at least 9 of these, but I might end up doing 12. I'm just going to see how I like the look of it. So I'm going to fold 6 of these and 6 of the white ones, and I'm going to cut them down to 5 by 6. Okay, so it'll be 5 inches wide and 6 inches tall. That is the size that I am going to be working with. And I will show you how I'm going to be constructing this journal. I decided I'm mainly going to be focusing on photography. I do like nature photography, and I'm going to be using some of my own photography. And a while ago, I took some photographs of different kind of like textures that I liked when I saw, or when I was out walking and at different parks, and I was like, I want to use these sometime, but I just don't know what I want to use them for. So I converted those to black and white and shrunk them down, and so that is what I'm going to be using. I will probably add in some art elements and some writing elements, but the main focus is going to be the photography. I think my white cardstock is just a little lighter than the black. And I don't know, I kind of wanted to do like a thicker, maybe like watercolor paper or something, but I ultimately decided just to go with the smoothest option for what I want to do. Okay, I've got all these folded, and I am now going to cut these down to size. This always gives me trouble, so I think I'm just going to measure it. I'll maybe take 3 of these at a time. And cut it this way. Okay, so these are going to be what makes up my journal. And I kind of like this. I was trying to decide if I wanted it to be alternating or just half black or half white. Let me just kind of look and see what I like. See. I think I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that way. I'm not sure which side I want to be the cover yet, but this is how I'm going to construct this. So each of these is going to be a signature. I'm going to do a binding that has like kettle stitches and link stitches, and so I'm not going to do like the typical junk journal binding. So it's going to be, the stitches are going to come through here, and then I'm going to close these off. So this is going to be glued shut after I bind it. Now what I'm going to do for each one is, let me see, I think I'll start with the white side because I'll have the cover black. That's what I'm going to do. Cover is going to be black, and the front is going to be a cutout. I have, this is 3.5 by 3.5, And I'm going to cut this. I'm going to trace it first. I'm going to trace it on the inside, and then I'm going to cut it out. So we're not going to see the inside, so it'll be fine. The pencil marks will be just fine. So I'm going to take my ruler and my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to just cut this square out. Okay, so this will be so here are some of the photos that I printed that has the different textures to them. I really liked this one with the locks. There's like a little tree house. Sorry, my light is putting glare on these. So it's a tree. This is an old rundown house, and a tree was growing out the window. Broken down fence, some stone walls. So these are what I'm going to use in the journal. So I want to use, like, I'm going to put these behind here, and then I'm going to be doing some different stuff on the different pages. So like this is going to be glued down. Eventually this is going to be glued shut, so you won't see the inside. So I'm going to leave this side for different things like pockets or tags or flip outs or things like that. So the one side will be a photo. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all these windows out, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, I've got all these cut except for this top one because it's going to be my cover. So I'm not sure what I want to do for the cover yet. I might end up putting a photo in there, but I just don't know yet. So then we've got these in different spaces. So I've just cut all of these out. The last one is going to be my back cover, but it's not going to show on that side, so I did cut one out there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach these photos to the inside, and I'm going to do that with double-sided tape. So I definitely think I want this lock one to be the front image. So I'm going to attach them by adding score tape or double-sided tape, whatever you want to call it, to the edges, the inside edges of this window that I've created. And then we'll attach the photo. Okay, let me get the paper backing off here. you hear that little noise, that's one of the cats chirping, because my husband got me one of these bird feeders that are right at the window. And so my cat is doing the chirping that cats do when they watch birds. Okay, so I'm just gonna attach this to the inside here. So now I have this. Doesn't that look cool? I love that. Okay. So I'm going to, that's sticky. It's fine, it doesn't matter. Well, actually I don't want it to. I'll put some wax paper in between there because I don't want it to stick together because I have to bind it. But I'm gonna put all these in the windows, and I'll be back in a moment to show you. All right, I've put the photos in, so I'm gonna leave the cover for later. So I've got my locks here, and I just put some wax paper in here just for now until it's bound. My brick wall, and I put the darker photos on the white cardstock and the lighter photos on the black, so to give it a little more contrast. And there's a couple that I did put a Zentangle piece that I did in because I had 11 pictures, or 11 holes here, and I had 11 windows, and I had 9 pictures. So I did a Zentangle one there, and then so there's my art. Okay, and then this window, the fence, the little fairy house, the distressed wood, and here's a black and white. Here's a black white Zentangle on black, and this farmhouse or shed that's kind of falling apart. So those are my signatures so far. So I am going to be, next week we are going to decide which of these 14 of these items we want to add to our journal. So this should be exciting, and I'm excited to see how this turns out and to show you the binding. I can't put too much in here. I can't bulk it up too much because of the way I'm binding it, so we're gonna have to be careful about what we put in here. So I will see you guys in a couple of days for another design team project, which is going to be like a 2-parter because it's a pretty big project. But I will see you in a couple days for that. Have a great day, guys. Bye.